This story about the Bab is just one of many which shows us that the Bab possessed innate knowledge. And who gave the Bab this knowledge? As a manifestation of God, the Bab shone forth the light of God's knowledge and brightened the world of humanity. In this story, we see how the Bab illumined the heart of his teacher. The father of the Bab passed away when he was very young, and so he was raised by his uncle. His uncle wanted the Bab to go to school with the other boys his age. And when the Bab was 5 years old, he obeyed his uncle and went to school. Even at a young age, it was obvious to his uncle that the Bab possessed extraordinary quality, so he told the Bab to act like the other students in his class. But we know that the Bab didn't need to go to school, as he was endowed with innate knowledge from God. The teacher of his class was very knowledgeable and taught the students how to read and recite the verses of the Quran, which is the holy book of Islam. One day, he asked the Bab to read aloud the first words of the Quran. The Bab hesitated. He didn't start reading as instructed. He explained to his teacher that he would not recite the first words of the Quran unless he was told what they meant. The teacher pretended not to know what they meant, and so the Bab asked his permission to explain them. The Bab spoke with such knowledge and clarity that his teacher was amazed. He had never heard anyone explain the verse of the Quran in such an eloquent way. He was astonished. He immediately realized that this 5-year-old boy had great capacity, and there was nothing that he could teach the Bab. He decided it was best to take the Bab back to his uncle and tell him that he was unworthy to teach such a remarkable and special child. They found the uncle in his office, and the teacher said to the uncle, "I have brought him back to you and commit him to your vigilant protection. He is not to be treated as a mere child." The Bab's uncle turned to him and said, "Have you forgotten my instructions? Have I not already admonished you to follow the example of your fellow pupils, to observe silence, and to listen attentively to every word spoken by our teacher?" Promising to follow his uncle's wishes, the Bab returned to school. But do you think there is anything that could stop the flow of his intuitive knowledge? No. Day by day, his teacher was amazed by the signs of wisdom and greatness that would manifest in him.